What exactly are permission packets? Would you like to know how to use them to increase your chance to find metal detecting treasures? Well, if so, stick around. You know, in real estate, they often talk about location, location, location. I think what they mean is that the location of a property can increase the likelihood for a good investment, for a good experience, for a better gain. Well, I think in metal detecting, the same thing holds true. And while many of us have had great success metal detecting in public parks and on beaches, those areas are heavily trafficked for sure. Those areas also have a lot of trash and there's a lot of competition, and they don't always contain those coveted older coins, those older relics. And that's where location becomes important with metal detecting, because often we try as detectorists, right? We're trying to get permission to metal detect an old historic private property or farm. Now, maybe at this point in this video, you're thinking, hey, tell me something I don't already know, right? Permissions are important, they're coveted, they're hard to come by. Well, what we're going to talk about in this video is not so much the importance of permissions. We're also not going to talk about what's the most popular conventional way to secure a permission. I'm talking about door knocking. That certainly has its place. But today, we're going to talk about a different approach, an approach that, think of it as an incremental tactic that you can add to your arsenal of approaches on securing metal detecting permissions. So let's get started and let's talk about the permission packet. Okay, so first of all, what is a permission packet? This is my permission packet. I have several of these in my vehicle that I carry with me at all times. And, I'm regularly printing these out and producing these. This is just an old box of, empty box that contains the envelopes for the permission packets. But I want you to see, first of all, what this looks like. This is just a legal size envelope. I have a stamp on here with my logo. I'll come back to that a little later and we'll talk about that. But let's talk about the contents here. What's in the permission packet? Okay, this permission packet contains 5 things. It contains an introduction letter that also includes a pitch. Actually, there's 2 pitches, there's 2 asks. One is to metal detect their property. The other is an invitation to make a video of the metal detecting hunt. It also includes a letter that shows past finds and samples of the videos that I've produced on other permission digs. It includes, you'll see, a return self-addressed stamped envelope along with a slip that the property owner can quickly complete, easily complete with their contact information, yes, no, that type of a thing. And I will either include a hobby card, a business card, or a picture of that card on the actual letters within the permission packet. So let's go ahead and open this up and take a look at each of those items individually and also talk about their purpose, what I'm trying to do with those specific items. Okay, let's go ahead and use my fancy letter opener, kitchen knife. Okay, so this is almost what the property owner would see. And I want you to see this here. So I'm gonna open this up, right? Everything's folded together in the permission packet. The first thing that you might see coming out here is actually the envelope with my address on here stamped, okay? And a form that the property owner can complete, okay? This, again, serves the purpose of, yes or no, yes, you can contact me to learn more. Who am I? What's the property owner's name? Their contact information. Sometimes I will mail this permission packet to a specific address. I know the name. I've done some research of the property owner. In other cases, I'm driving by and probably like many of you say, oh my goodness, look at that property, wow. And I may just leave this in the mailbox. I may leave it at the door. I may also walk it up and do a door knock as well. But in those cases where it's a leave behind, these two things together, the stamped, envelope and response card, that's one of the first things that you'll see in there. Now, what else was in there? Okay, so property owner opens this up and they see a letter. And I'm going to talk about this letter here. I'm going to put it up on the screen so you can take a look at it. And first of all, these are my words. I've tweaked this. I continue to change this. This might not be the right thing for you, but I start with a generic introduction. Dear historical property owner, here's who I am. Here's where I live. Now notice what I have in the first sentence here. The first thing I'm taking advantage of is this is a hobby. This is a passion for me. I consider myself to be a part-time historian. I am a full-time IT consultant. I share that because, one of my property owners said, yeah, my girlfriend was surprised that I gave you permission to dig here. And I said, well, can I ask why? She said, well, how do you know he's not going to keep all his fines? How do you know he's going to be honest with you? How do you trust him? So all I'm trying to do here is to convey that I'm not doing this for monetary reasons. I'm doing this for my passion. I then introduce the fact that I have a brand, I have a name, I'm called the History Digger. I have a channel, I like to tell stories, and oh, by the way, how did I find you? I keep these packets in my car, and here's the first of my two asks, may I detect your property? And may I also, feature your property, the digging event in a video? For some people, that's really exciting. They like to be able to show off their property, maybe show off a restoration they did. I've actually had people contact me just about making a video on their property, interestingly enough, okay? I give them an invite. This is a tricky one. Some of you may not want to do this, and it can be a challenge having a homeowner follow you around. But and I also use the word share. I am open to sharing my finds with you. And I close by, again, why do I do this? I'm not doing it for the money. I love history. And oh, by the way, I donate all the profits. This is 100% legitimate. You can check my Facebook page to see this. I've donated all the proceeds from my YouTube channel actually to charities. In 2021, I featured the Wounded Warriors Project. Okay. So, there is some contact information on here, a little bit of humor, a little historical quote as well. This is the first part of the packet, the introduction letter. I also mentioned that I include examples of some of my past finds and some of my videos. We'll take a closer look at this, but that's the purpose of this sheet. Again, what I'm trying to show them here are other areas. People have said yes to this. You can join this group. And, as I continue to secure more and more prestigious permissions, you can bet those are going to be on here as well. This last year I was able to secure permission to metal detect the Laura Ingalls Wilder birthplace. And wow, we found some really cool stuff, turned it over to the museum there. It was just a great time and a great event. I also list and show some of the finds. I'm trying to build excitement, anticipation, who knows, this is the kind of stuff we might find on your property. Again, some historical information. And in this example, I'm actually, just to lower my costs, I'm actually sharing a copy of my hobby card, not an actual hobby card itself. The packet itself can be mailed, it can be left behind. It's something that you can employ spontaneously as necessary. It gives you the opportunity, especially in these winter months. I'm filming this in January, where it's snowy outside. I can do some research. I can prepare 50 of these and mail these out. I'll tell you, when I mail them out, I'm kind of getting about a 10% response rate. I'll take that, okay? I've had great success securing permissions this way, so I'm going to continue to tweak it and do it moving forward. Okay, well, that's a wrap. I hope this has given you some ideas. A couple of key things here. Number one, you want to think about and identify what are the contents of your permission packet. Number two, fine-tune your introduction letter. There's many examples of those out there in metal detecting groups and blogs. Contact me if you want a copy of mine. You can email me at thehistorydigger@gmail.com. That's fine. Okay. Number three, create some examples, a page that lists some examples of some of the things that you've found in the past that might be located on their property. If you have a YouTube channel, maybe highlight some of your videos. If you don't, consider maybe using a Facebook page or an Instagram account as a way to just, again, inject some credibility in there as well. Decide if you too want to include some type of response sheet and self-addressed stamped envelope. That does come at some expense, but you're making it easier for the property owner to say yes and mail that back to you. And then lastly, of course, you need to do research, either for where you're going to mail these things or keep these in your car so that they're available when you drive around. Hey, and listen, if you found this helpful at all, first and foremost, please share the video. Share it with your friends, share it with others so we can help others secure some permissions. If you like the content, consider subscribing to the channel, hit that like button, all that fun stuff. But I hope this was helpful for you. And I'll end by saying good luck, happy hunting, and we'll see you on the next video.